Hi guys, this is Vitaly with AFT Dispatch and A2C Logistics, and in today's video, I'd like to speak with you about Biden's new vaccine rules affecting over 100 million people. Now, before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please like the video, be sure you subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single release of our videos, where every Friday, we're talking about something that could benefit you in your trucking businesses, in your trucking careers, as well as cover the loads we've successfully booked for our customers, consisting of leased-down owner-operators and carriers operating under their own MC authorities, running under our truck dispatch services. As always, guys, big thank you for all the likes you've provided in all the previous videos. Please do keep them coming, and let's talk about these new vaccine rules that would affect a ton of people. Now, guys, right off the bat, I'd like to ask you to please be mindful and keep it clean in the comment section below. I realize this is a hot topic and it's something that's on the minds of many people out there, but ultimately we definitely want to show a little bit of respect and respect each other's opinions and treat each other with some common decency, because at the end of the day, you know, we're all Americans here, we're all in this together, and should be able to treat each other as adults. Now, guys, who better to ask about this than the truckers themselves, who haul freight in and out of stores, warehouses, etc on a day-to-day basis. And if it wasn't for you guys, ultimately our supply chain would absolutely crumble within a matter of days, and we wouldn't have any freight in our store shelves in the first place. So thank you guys for all the hard work you guys put in every single day. I know this isn't a popular opinion, this isn't something that's voiced out there by the general public, but just know we know how hard it is, what you guys do, and definitely greatly appreciate it. And for those of you guys who are watching this channel who are not in the trucking business, definitely thank a trucker next time you see them. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have everything that you have in your home, the food, the electronics, and everything in between. So moving on, guys, thank you very much. And what this is about is there was a new announcement on Thursday from the Biden administration as an update for two new rules that were set up regarding these vaccine mandates. So the Rule 1 would affect about 84 million people, and Rule 2 would affect about 17 million people, with a grand total of about 100 million people, give or take. So ultimately, what ended up happening is this. The Rule 1 states that if you are an employer and you have 100 or more employees, then you're required to have them vaccinated by January 4th or provide weekly testing that would basically show a negative COVID test, right? Now, workers would get paid time off in order to get their COVID vaccine, and they would also be provided sick leave should they need it in case they are, experiencing any sort of exacerbations or side effects post-vaccination. Now, on the other hand, workers would have to be the ones responsible for out-of-pocket pay for those weekly vaccinations, which could be a bit of a burden on a lot of folks that are out there. And ultimately, they would be provided, the time off to be able to get these things taken care of. And unvaccinated people would still have to be able to wear their masks and face coverings while on the job. So there's that. Now, there's the second camp of folks who are basically the medical workers out there, and especially those who are being funded by Medicaid and Medicare, so to receiving federal funding. It's about 17 million folks that are out there. These healthcare workers would have to be also vaccinated by January 4th, but they do not have the option to test out using these weekly tests in lieu of the vaccination. Now, there's sort of a third camp of folks. They're also part of that 17 million people, give or take. And there's hundreds of thousands kind of added from both groups, but ultimately it's federal employees and federal contractors. Now, federal employees and contractors, neither one of them are allowed the weekly testing, just like the medical workers. However, federal workers or employees would actually have to get vaccinated by November 22nd, so just here around the corner, and federal contractors would have to get vaccinated by January 4th. All in all, some workers are expected to basically, quit, leave their jobs, look for greener pastures elsewhere. And some folks basically state that OSHA is overstepping their bounds. They're as a governing body, this is outside of their scope of work, because COVID is not a work-related hazard, and so they're kind of stepping on some toes. On the other hand, other folks believe that they're doing, the right thing. So obviously, no matter what side of the aisle you are, people are going to have different sorts of opinions, and we'd love to hear where you think ultimately the buck stops. Now, either way, this does not bode well for holiday shopping, considering that this is the time for holiday shopping. Things get really busy around this time of year, and this would put a lot of pressure on both employers and employees. Employers are cut with not with much time allowed for them to either get these folks vaccinated, or to find replacements in an already major shortage for employees out there. We currently have actually more job openings than there are folks seeking jobs. So this is definitely the market to find the right job for you. On the other hand, folks who did not get vaccinated may have certain reservations if they haven't gotten it by this time, and so this doesn't leave them with a lot of time to make that decision. So this does not bode well for this time of year, and there are some steep potential fines for employers who are going to violate these rules that are set forth. And the fines will be up to $13,563. And for those who repeatedly violate this or willfully violate this, those fines could be upwards of 10 times higher at over $130,000 per pop. So ultimately, what I'd like to know is what you guys think would happen to the trucking industry, because ultimately we have our truck shortage, we have our trailer shortage, we have a truck driver shortage, and ultimately what happens to these carriers, company drivers, owner-operators? Would owner-operators leave the larger fleets and go to smaller smaller outfits and lease on with them? Where would they get these trucks? Where would they get these trailers with the shortages that are out there? Would company drivers switch to other companies? Would owner-operators become company drivers after having a taste of the freedom and the flexibility of being an owner-operator? So lots of questions to be answered. I'd love to hear your take on it. But for now, I'm going to switch over to camera. We're going to look over the loads we booked for our customers. If you haven't liked the video, please hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. Welcome back, guys. Let's take a look at some of these loads. We're going to start off with a reefer coming out of Clackamas, Oregon, with a 1-pig 2-dropper going to Watertown, New York, and Schenectady, New York. This is actually the same lane we ran last week. Very light load, 20,000 pounds. Last week it was 8,000 pounds. Also frozen pizza. It's 3,000 miles, booked at the same dollar amount at $10,200, which got them $340 a mile. Then out of Delhi, New York, going to Melrose Park, Illinois, an excellent market. This is a 42,000 pound load of just all sorts of foodstuffs. Reefer load, 784 miles, booked at $1,800, got them $230 a mile, going to a wonderful market. And those are the two loads that this driver ran. He ran a total of 3,784 miles, booked at $12,000 in gross for the week, which got him $317 a mile average. Very, very, very commendable, certainly. And next we have ourselves a dry van team coming out of Santa Fe Springs, California, going to Walton, Kentucky. It's a 30,000 pound load of retail goods, 2,161 miles, booked at $7,600, got him $352 a mile on a lot of miles. Then Elk Grove Village, Illinois, going to Providence, Rhode Island, and Boston, Massachusetts. It's a 10,000 pound light load of mail, 1,044 miles, booked at $3,000, got him $287 a mile. Then out of Holyoke, Massachusetts, going to Waukegan, Illinois. It's a 1,500 pound light load of packaging pouches or bags, 939 miles, booked at $1,500, got him $160 a mile. And then out of Summit, Argo, Illinois, going to Lowell, Wyoming. It's a 44,000 pound load of cornstarch. So coming out of a good market, 1,276 miles, booked at $5,200. Certainly made up the difference there at $408 per mile. And this team ended up running a total of 5,420 miles, booked an amazing $17,300 in gross, running Thursday to Friday, and ended up getting an average of $319 per loaded mile, and ran quite a bit of miles. Did a wonderful job, really. Next, we got ourselves a reefer coming out of Pasco, Washington to Riverside, California. It's a frozen load of food at 40,000 pounds, 1,070 miles, booked at $3,600, got them $336 a mile. And in Riverside, California, zero deadhead, going to Wilsonville, Oregon. This is a 20,000 pound load of food supplies, 997 miles, booked at $4,900, got them $491 a mile. These guys ran a total of 2,067 miles, 5 days of OTR on the road, West Coast, averaging $411 per loaded mile average, and they ended up grossing $8,500 in just 5 days of work. Very, very well done. 2,000, just over 2,000 miles and $8,500. Very well done. Next, we got a vented van. These guys tend to do very well, coming out of Laredo, Texas, going to Salt Lake City, Utah, my neck of the woods. 35,000 pound load of foodstuffs, 1,383 miles, booked at $5,000. Got them $362 a mile. Then Bear River City, Utah, going to Cheyenne, Wyoming. It's a 13,000 pound load of cases, 466 miles, booked at $2,000. Got them $429 a mile. And then Fort Collins, Colorado, going to Sheridan, Wyoming. This is a full-scale load of beer, so load to scale, 370 miles booked at $1,600, got him $432 a mile. Very well done. $8,600 in gross, ran 2,219 loaded miles at $388 per loaded mile. Very well done for this vented van. And then we got ourselves, let's take a look. It looks like a reefer coming out of Tolleson, Arizona, going with a 1-pick-2 drop to Duluth, Georgia, and Salisbury, North Carolina. It's a beef load at 37,000 pounds. 2,143 miles booked at $8,200, got him $383 a mile. And then Hickory, North Carolina, going to Calvert City, Kentucky. It's a 42,000 pound load of liquid adhesives. 486 miles booked at $1,200, got him $247 a mile, which ultimately grossed him $9,400 in gross. Ran 2,629 loaded miles at $358 per loaded mile average. Very, very well done. Then a dry van coming out of Lock Haven, Pennsylvania, going to Bellevue, Wisconsin, and Appleton, Wisconsin. 1-pick-2 drop. 18,000 pound load, quite light, 825 miles booked at $2,200, got him $267 a mile. Then Oshkosh, Wisconsin to Carthage, Missouri. It's a 37,000 pound load of plastic packaging, 708 miles booked at $2,800, got him $395 a mile. And Lamar, Missouri, going to Parkersburg, Pennsylvania. 40,000 pound load of gardening supplies at 1,131 miles booked at $3,500, got him respectable $309 a mile. These guys ended up running 2,664 miles in a dry van, grossed $8,500, and got $319 per loaded mile average, running 7 days on the road. Finally, we're going to finish off with a dry van coming out of Pasadena, Texas, going to Windsor, Wisconsin. It's a 44,000 pound load of skidded plastics, 1,156 miles booked at $2,900, got him $251 a mile. Then Appleton, Wisconsin, going to Richmond, Virginia. This is a 24,000 pound load of skidded paper, 992 miles booked at $3,800, got him $383 a mile. And it finished off with Suffolk, Virginia, going to Fort Smith, Arkansas. It's a 38,000 pound load of packaging materials, 1,176 miles booked at $2,700, got him $230 a mile. And all in all, these guys ended up running for 6 days of work on the road, grossed $9,400 in 6 days, ran 3,324 loaded miles at $283 per loaded mile average. Very, very well done. As you can see, teams have done well, reefers have done well, and you too can make this kind of money, whether you're a leased on owner operator or you're a carrier with your own MC authority, you have company drivers, whatever you're set up, you're welcome to call or text us at 801-448-6363 or go to our website at aftdispatch.com/go to get more information. There's also going to be a chat box. It's located in every one of our web pages, no matter where you look. All you do is fill in your name, email address, and your phone number. We will get in touch with you. We'll provide you information over email. We'll call and answer any and all of your questions. Just make sure you get in touch with us. Again, that number is 801-448-6363 or aftdispatch.com. Until next week, guys, stay healthy, be wealthy. Take care.